Welcome to War Whispers, where history comes alive through incredible tales of bravery and valor. Today, we're stepping back into the trenches of World War I to share the astonishing story of a man whose courage under fire turned the tide of battle. Picture this. You're a humble farmer from Tennessee who's drafted into the chaos of the Great War, who, in less than 5 years, would go on to become one of the most celebrated American soldiers of their time. This is no ordinary tale of heroism, it's a journey of transformation from a peaceful life in the Appalachian Mountains to capturing 132 German soldiers. So get comfortable, hit the subscribe button, and join us as we unfold the extraordinary saga of Sergeant Alvin C. York, a true hero. Our story unfolds in the serene backwoods of Pall Mall, Tennessee, where Alvin Callum York was born on December 13, 1887. Raised in a humble log cabin and being the third of 11 children, York grew up amidst poverty. Life in the rugged mountains was hard. Alvin helped his father as a blacksmith and a farmer, while also learning to be an expert marksman, a skill that would later define his military legacy. York's early life wasn't just about hard work though. He was known around town for his sharp wit, strong will, and a penchant for getting into trouble, often being found at the local saloon. Around 1914, his life took a pivotal turn though, when he experienced a religious awakening, leading him to a deep personal commitment to non-violence and peace. The world, however, was on a very different path. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in 1914 plunged Europe into World War I, a conflict of unprecedented scale and devastation. By 1917, the United States could no longer remain neutral, joining the Allies against the Central Powers. The Selective Service Act of 1917 drafted millions of everyday Americans into the military, including a reluctant Alvin York, who initially claimed conscientious objector status due to his religious beliefs. After much deliberation, York's pacifism was challenged and reshaped by his understanding of the Bible and the nature of war. He eventually concluded that fighting could be morally justified in the service of a greater good. Thus, he was drafted into the 82nd Division of the US Army, embarking on a journey that would take him far from the quiet hills of Tennessee to the bloody battlefields of France. Sergeant York's journey from a conscientious objector to a war hero is as remarkable as it is inspiring. After his training, York was deployed to France with the 328th Infantry Regiment, part of the 82nd Division. His unit participated in the Meuse-Argonne Offensive in October 1918, which was a crucial campaign intended to break the German lines. On October 8, 1918, York's battalion was assigned to advance and capture German railroads in the Argonne Forest. They faced fierce resistance, finding themselves under heavy machine gun fire. Amidst the chaos, York's commanding officer was taken out, leaving him in charge of a small group of men. Now put yourself in his shoes for a moment. The commanding officer has just been taken out, and the lives of your remaining battalion depends on your next move, all while under heavy machine gun fire. Well, with courage that would become legendary, York led his men in an attack against the German machine gun nests. Using his sharpshooting skills honed back in Tennessee, York reportedly, systematically took out the German machine gunners. He was relentless and undeterred by the hail of bullets. These actions not only saved the battalion, but also led to the capture of a significant number of German soldiers. By the end of the day, York and the small remaining group from his battalion had captured 132 German troops. York's bravery didn't go unnoticed. He was promoted to sergeant and received numerous awards, including the Medal of Honor, the United States military's highest decoration. The citation for his Medal of Honor reads, "After his platoon had suffered heavy casualties and 3 other non-commissioned officers had become casualties, Corporal York assumed command. Fearlessly leading 7 men, he charged with great daring a machine gun nest. His heroism and devotion to duty are worthy of emulation." York returned to the United States a hero. His story captivated the nation, symbolizing American courage and determination. He was celebrated with parades, speeches, and was even offered well-paid deals for book and movie rights, including a Gary Cooper film based on his story. However, these offers were mostly declined. Reportedly, York turned down many lucrative offers, including one worth $30,000, which is equivalent to $500,000 in 2023, to appear in vaudeville, preferring simply to return to the life he had known before the war. While Sergeant York's heroics are undoubtedly a significant part of his story, it's important to acknowledge a broader perspective. In the aftermath of the battle, York received a lion's share of the glory and recognition, becoming a national hero almost overnight. However, this narrative often overshadowed the contributions and sacrifices of other members of his battalion. History tends to spotlight singular figures, sometimes at the expense of recognizing that such feats are often the result of collective effort and bravery. York himself was aware of this and frequently credited his fellow soldiers for their roles in the operation. It's a reminder that behind every celebrated hero, there are often unsung comrades whose bravery and actions are equally deserving of recognition and honor. Specific names of these soldiers are not universally agreed upon in historical records, as the accounts of the event have varied over time. The most commonly mentioned members of York's patrol group during the Meuse-Argonne Offensive on October 8, 1918 include Corporal Murray Savage, Private Percy Beardsley, Private Marianne E. Domovsky, Private Joseph Konotsky, Private Fyodor Sok, Private Michael Sassina, Private Patrick Donahue, and Private George W. Wills. These men were part of the small group led by York during the action for which he was awarded the Medal of Honor. Their contributions, alongside York's, were crucial in the success of their mission, although they did not receive the same level of fame or recognition. It's important to approach this with sensitivity and acknowledgement of the limitations and variances in historical records. Each of these men, like York, demonstrated bravery and commitment under extraordinarily challenging conditions. As we reflect on the incredible story of Sergeant Alvin C. York, it's clear that his legacy goes far beyond the battlefield. York's life teaches us the power of transformation and the complexity of moral courage. A man who firmly stood by his pacifist beliefs, yet chose to fight for a cause he believed was just. York embodies the struggle between personal convictions and the greater good. After the war, York dedicated himself to improving the lives of his fellow Tennesseans. He worked tirelessly for education and rural development. He founded the Alvin C. York Agricultural Institute and fought for educational opportunities for the youth in rural areas. York's story also reminds us of the horrors of war and the sacrifice of those who serve. As we navigate the challenges of our time, York's journey from the mountains of Tennessee to the battlefields of France and back offers profound lessons. It teaches us about the resilience of the human spirit, the complexities of moral decision-making, and the impact one individual can make, not only in times of war, but in shaping a better, more compassionate world. So, we remember Sergeant Alvin C. York, not just as a war hero, but as a man who lived his principles, fought bravely for his country, and dedicated his life to the service of others. His story, etched in the annals of history, continues to inspire and challenge us to be better, to do more, and to face our own battles with the same courage and integrity. Who do you think we should cover next? Leave a comment below with a war hero or story you believe more people should know about. Thanks for watching War Whispers. Catch you next time.